America's Pulse, right here, is the one place you can always turn to every day to find out how to keep yourself and your family safe this holiday season. From the get-go, we alerted you about the high lead level in some toys and about asbestos groups say they found in others. We were the first to tell you about the aquadots with the date rape drug. We're keeping pressure on politicians to fill the gap in lax toy safety standards. Now, there's a new report that is just out by the New York Consumer Protection Board saying that some of those unsafe toys, they're still on the shelves. Inspectors visited nearly 3,000 stores. They found more than 600 recalled toys for sale. Officials say the investigation also turned up 3 more Chinese-made toys sold in dollar stores with excessive amounts of lead paint. The Army Force car that is sold by Encore Sales, a toy called Sprite Tractor Trailer, and WrestleMania action figures of America. New York's governor is calling for a nationwide recall on those toys. The New York governor calling for that action. Now a follow-up story from last week. Consumer Reports claims that a popular kids' toy has dangerous levels of lead. It is a red plastic blood pressure cuff. It's sold as part of a Fisher-Price toy medical kit. Well, the Illinois Attorney General ordered it tested and found lead levels several times higher than that state law allows. So Fisher-Price pulled the toys from shelves in Illinois, but still sell it in every other state. Last week, we contacted Fisher-Price, and they gave us this statement. They said that the Illinois statute varies significantly from U.S. and international safety standards designed to protect children and other consumers. The worldwide standard for toys uses a solubility test, which is designed to look at how much lead is bioavailable. The red cuff meets the standard. So what does it mean? Joining us now, an expert on lead as it relates to pediatric medicine, and that means your kids, Dr. Lawrence Rosen. Thank you for being with us.
Sure.
It's confusing, and I couldn't make heads or tails of it. Last week, a company pulls a toy because one state says it's not safe for the kids here.
Right.
The kids in Indiana, oh, it's okay? That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
When you take a look at it, and you found one in your basement, a different color cuff, but when you take a look at it, is Illinois overreacting, or should we be concerned?
No, I think Illinois has it right. I actually think that they are one of the few states who's being proactive in this. And what we know about lead is that there are many different guidelines, both internationally and nationally, about how much lead is okay. The bottom line is no lead is okay.
What is this biosolubility test or bioavailability test? What exactly does that mean?
I think sometimes they do this to confuse consumers, because literally it means is if you take a toy or an object and you make a liquid out of it so that you can measure the amount of lead, and there's a certain amount of parts per million that are deemed okay. That's how they do it. But the truth is there are many other objects and parts of objects that can have lead in them that can't be measured that way.
And so you can meet the safety standards, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's safe.
No, absolutely. And in fact, the American Academy of Pediatrics has come out and said we deem no amount safe, and that they use a guideline of 40 parts per million rather than the 600, saying that there may be some trace amounts from the environment, but it's clear that no lead should be used in manufacturing children's products.
Now, a number of you have written in it, and as I said, when you write us at America's Pulse, we read your emails and we try to get answers for you. And you asked about the linkage, perhaps, between lead and all sorts of things, from ADHD to autism to other issues that children seem to be dealing with at a higher rate these days. Is there any kind of research that's been done on that?
Yes, actually it's very clear that lead and other heavy metals like mercury are neurotoxins. And so it's not a stretch to say, and it's been shown in research, that developmental issues, which we are seeing in epidemic numbers now, have some connection with these heavy metals, absolutely.
Now, one of the other things that seemed confusing is that there appear to be lead standards, lead level standards in some things and not in others. And they're all used to make toys and products that children use. So you could have no standards, meaning that the product could meet no standards but still be deemed safe because it's met the standard,
I think
which doesn't exist.
You bring up an important point, which there are a tremendous number of loopholes. And the manufacturers really, there's very little oversight. Many of these products are coming from overseas, and we have trusted manufacturers to do quality assurance and tell us.
We've seen what happens there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so bottom line, what do we do? Is it something that, as a parent, I really have to worry about? Is it going to impact my kid, or you know, is it just one of those things that everybody says be aware of, be concerned about, but it doesn't really make a difference?
I think this is a real issue, and I think that parents need to take the lead in this and, yes, be really careful. Every object that your children may come in contact with.
I had to look at the toothbrushes. I was over at Walmart buying toothbrushes this weekend. Every toothbrush I looked at, 2 other consumers stood there, what are you doing? And I said, I'm trying to find a toothbrush made in America. Yeah. We found one. I bought 5 of them from that one company because it was so difficult. But I said, I'm not going to stick plastic from that country into my kids' mouths.
Right. No, I think that we really need to take a long, hard look at our process here.
We sure do. All right. Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Lawrence Rosen. And we're going to turn to you again because it doesn't seem like this is going away. No. And perhaps go into that more in depth into you know, autism and those other diseases that we're seeing and what kind of linkage there is. Now.